EXP is the fastest growing real estate company in history, both in the world and in South Africa. If you're an estate agent, you might be wondering why so many agents are joining EXP. And you really owe it to yourself and to your family to investigate this opportunity and see all the benefits that EXP has to offer. My name is Andre Foster. Myself and my wife Lydia, we were 15 years with our previous real estate company before joining EXP early in 2021, shortly after they came to South Africa. EXP is the most agent-centric real estate company in the world, where the agent really is front and center of the whole business. I'm going to explain why. Let's dive right in. Right, so this is a summary of what we're going to be discussing in this video. We will be discussing EXP's superb commission splits that they offer, as well as all the other possible streams of income that EXP agents benefit from, and then all the other benefits as well. Commission splits. Right, so when you join EXP initially, you're on a 71-29 commission split, which means you get 71% of the commission, 4% is an international EXP fee, and 25% goes to EXP South Africa. But this is only the case until you cap every year, which I'm going to explain now. Once you cap for the remainder of that year, you will earn 96% of the commission with only the 4% international fee applicable. Right, so when do you cap and when do you switch over from 71% to 96% commission split? As soon as the 25% that you have paid over to EXP South Africa within a year reaches 150,000, then you are capped, after which you don't have to pay EXP South Africa anymore for the remainder of that year. So in practical terms, this means that once you have earned 600,000 rands gross commission, then you have paid 25% of that, which is 150,000, over to EXP South Africa. So from then on, you're on a 96% commission split for the rest of that year, after which it resets, and then you're back to the 71-29% until you cap again. Then you get other income streams or third-party income streams, which you can earn at EXP. The main example of this is bond commission. At most other agencies, your franchisee or the business owner is most probably taking the bond commission or giving you a small percentage of it. At EXP South Africa wants nothing to do with the bond commission, so it's paid directly to the agent. In our case, we have arrangements in place with our bond originators where we get paid 0.5% of the amount of the bond. So just for an example, if it's a 3 million rand bond, that's an extra 15,000 rand in your pocket as the agent. You're also not prescribed which bond originator to use. That is absolutely your choice. You could just negotiate the terms of the bond commission with them. Then equity shares or shares in EXP. There's no real estate company that I know of that actually gives their agents shares in the company. So no matter how many years you work at the company, usually you would walk away there with no shares in the company. At EXP, that is not the case. The EXP model is designed to make the agent the owner of the company, where the agents are actually shareholders in the company. So how does this work? Firstly, there are equity awards where you get given shares by EXP simply for doing what you normally do. So for instance, every single year when you do your first sale, you will get a certain amount of shares. Currently, at the making of this video, that is 2,000 rands worth of shares. Secondly, if and when you cap every year, which is when you make 600,000 rands worth of commission for the year, you will be given 4,000 rands worth of shares. Then also, if you introduce another agent to EXP, when that agent closes their first deal and that transaction registers, EXP will give you a further 4,000 rands worth of shares on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange. And remember, these are shares in EXP, and EXP is listed on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange alongside other tech giants such as Microsoft and Google and Amazon. Then there is also the equity share program, which agents can participate in if they want. This is completely voluntary, in which case if you do elect to take part in that, EXP will take 5% of your commission for every deal that is registered, and then they will, at the end of that month, for all deals registered and the 5% they have taken, they will go and buy shares on the Nasdaq for you at a discount of 10%, depending what the share price is at that stage. So with the equity awards, which you simply get given for doing what you do, plus this sort of saving plan that they have in place where you can buy shares at a discounted price, you really can build up quite a sizable dollar-based asset for the future. Just for clarity, any shares that get given to you by EXP, as in your first sale or when you cap, etc., those shares have to vest for 3 years. So they are allocated to you, but you will only be allowed to sell them after 3 years. Whereas any of the shares that you purchase on the agency equity program, in other words, the 5% of your commission, if you voluntarily subscribe to that, those shares, of course, you bought with your own money and your own commission, so you can sell them at any time. Right, and then EXP's revenue share program. This is quite amazing. EXP has a program where they incentivize their agents to actually attract other agents to the company. Now just think about this. Wherever you were an agent before or are an agent right now, surely you have actually attracted some agents to the company. Very often maybe a friend is thinking of becoming an agent, or a friend is looking at other opportunities with other estate agencies. You will usually gladly tell them about your agency and say, come and join us, it's lovely here, right? But you never get any compensation for that. Well, maybe a mug and bean voucher. At EXP, if you were to tell another agent that you know about EXP and they like what they hear and they then join EXP, you become what we call their sponsor, and they now take their place on what we call your first tier. These are agents that you have personally sponsored into EXP, and EXP will pay you up to 21,000 Rand every year, depending on the sales production of that agent. And that, of course, will be the case for all agents that you sponsor or introduce to EXP. So if you introduce 10 agents on your first tier, you will earn up to 10 times that amount. In other words, up to 210,000 Rand per year. But it doesn't stop there. If the people that you personally introduce to EXP also tell other agents that they know, and those agents join EXP, then those agents will then fall on what we call your second tier. And EXP will actually pay you more of the revenue share of agents on your second tier than they do on your first tier. You get paid up to 24,000 Rand per agent every year on your second tier, depending on the sales production of those agents. And so it goes down all the way to 7 tiers, as you can see on that slide on the screen now. There is one qualification criteria, and that's in the right-hand side of the slide, where you will see in order to earn the revenue share on your respective tiers, you have to unlock those tiers before you can begin earning on them. Now, how do you unlock those tiers? Well, it all depends on how many active agents you have personally enrolled into EXP. In other words, agents that are on your first tier. As you will see there, when you have enrolled 5 active agents personally on your first tier, you will then unlock your second tier. When you've got 10 or more personally enrolled active agents, you unlock your third tier. And so it goes on and on until you need 40 agents in order to unlock your 7th tier. The exciting thing is that you don't have to enroll people only in South Africa, but in any of the countries where EXP is active in the whole world. And remember, this is passive income that you can earn way into the future, so you don't have to be an agent until the day you drop dead. And it is a willable asset, so even your children could keep earning that when you are no longer around. This is real. As at the making of this video, which is less than 2 years after we joined EXP, we already have a revenue share organization of more than 100 agents, as you will see there. We have personally enrolled 18 agents who we introduced into EXP, and they are on our first tier, and then they introduced more agents onto our second tier, and the second tier agents introduced more agents onto our third tier, and so on and so forth. And right now, after less than 2 years, we already have agents right down to our 6th tier at this stage. And we are definitely already earning substantial monthly income, and that is passive income. Another huge benefit is the training offered by EXP. EXP really has the most advanced and amazing training of any real estate company in the world. And here's why. EXP South Africa and EXP International offer live and recorded training and coaching courses to help you build your business. So on EXP's amazing tech platform and in EXP World, there are hours of live training every week. There's a weekly calendar with training topics in various auditoriums offered by all the countries that EXP is in. Then you get EXP University, which is a magnificent on-demand training on any real estate topic imaginable. Then you get the Icon series. This is unique to EXP and it's quite amazing. This is where EXP gets their top agents called Icon agents. The Icon Award is awarded to the most successful agents in EXP. So this is where they get the Icon agents to train the other agents. They give the icons an incentive where they can earn their entire cap, which they've already paid to EXP for the year, back in the form of EXP shares. And in return for that, they need to do a certain amount of sessions of training in EXP World. They then teach the other agents exactly what they are doing that makes them so successful. So they would be teaching on topics such as social media marketing, lead generation strategies, negotiation skills, and the list goes on and on. Whatever they are doing that's making them successful. EXP South Africa also has a whole host of weekly live training and pre-recorded training series with an SA flavor to it, to ensure that agents have all they need to get and stay on top of their game. What is the cost involved in joining EXP? Firstly, when you do join EXP, there is a once-off joining fee of 800 Rand. Thereafter, it is 800 Rand per month. That is at the time of making of this video. For that, you get all of the following. Firstly, access to EXP World, where you can attend training and also visit the virtual offices to get support from staff members, tech support, and so on. Then you get the listing platform. We call it REP, the real estate platform, where we capture all of our listings, and from there they feed through to Property 24 and private property, and there is no extra charge for clicks on Property 24 or anything like that. You also get either a Lightstone or a CMA Info membership, which you can use for your valuations and property searches. Then, of course, you get an EXP email address. Then, of course, you get the backend systems that keep track and give live info about your EXP shares on the NASDAQ, as well as your whole revenue share group and any pending revenue share payments and so on and so forth. You also get an agent's micro website and CRM, and then a host of other technology tools such as WorkChat, where you can collaborate with any EXP agents around the world, form referral groups, and much more. And the list goes on, and all this is included in the 800 Rand per month monthly fee. Then, of course, EXP has an open listing, open selling policy, so you're not limited to where you can sell. As you know, many real estate companies will limit you to a certain farming area, where every little farming area will have an allocated agent, and you can only work within that area. And if you were to get a lead in another area, which is maybe from a family member or a friend, you would have to refer it to the agent that's active in that area. Whereas with EXP, you're allowed to list wherever you want, you're allowed to sell wherever you want. One important concept to understand is why EXP can offer so many more benefits, especially the financial benefits to agents. The reason for this is that EXP does not own any buildings, so they don't have any costs that are usually associated with brick and mortar buildings and offices. So most other agencies would have a sort of a national office, then regional offices, then franchise offices, or even if it's a smaller agency, it would still be, an agency with offices, with office staff, etc. Now, all this is associated with huge overhead costs. For instance, obviously building rent, office staff, furniture, electrical and bills and all that type of thing. You will have office managers and office staff and admin staff. And then, of course, you have a franchise owner or a business owner who also needs to make money out of this. And this is where your 50 or 40 or whatever percentage you're paying to the agency goes to. EXP, on the other hand, has minimized all those overhead costs. So they have so much more money available from their portion of the commission to share with agents. And this they do through the share incentives and through the revenue share incentivizing agents to grow the company and so forth. I hope that shed a little bit of light on all the benefits that EXP has to offer. This is just a short form video. We do have a much slightly longer form video, which also explains the structure of the company and who the founder was and the most amazing management of EXP and so on. But if you have any questions whatsoever, please do get in touch with us. We'd really love to engage in a conversation with you and explain anything that needs more explaining. There are absolutely no strings attached, and we would really love to chat to you. Go well, stay safe, and God bless.